Welcome back, students. This is the second lecture for the P block elements. In the last lecture, we have seen the occurrence, electronic configuration, atomic radii, ionization enthalpy, electron negativity, and electron gain enthalpy of groups 16, 17, and 18. In this lecture, we will study some of the important properties of group 16 elements, that is the anomalous behavior of oxygen, oxidation states, magnetic property and hydrides of group 16 elements. Let's get started with the topic. Now let us study the properties of group 16 elements, that is also called as oxygen family or chalcogens. The elements of these groups are oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. We have seen that oxygen is a non-metal gas and it is most abundant element in the earth crust. They combine with metals to form many oxides. Sulfur is a yellow non-metallic solid. It smells like a rotten egg. Selenium is also a non-metal, but sometimes it is also considered as a metalloid because their properties are between metals and non-metals. Tellurium and polonium are metalloids. Although all the elements have 6 electrons in the valence shell and their general electronic configuration is ns2np4, that means it requires 2 electrons to complete its inert gas configuration, still oxygen behaves differently. Let us see how. Oxygen is the first member of group 16. It is a gas while all other elements of these groups are solid at ordinary temperature. This is because of the fact that oxygen exists as a diatomic molecule. It has the ability to form pi-pi multiple bond. This pi-pi overlapping between two oxygen atom leads to the formation of O double bond O bond, as you can see here. The intermolecular forces between oxygen molecules are only weak van der Waals forces. Therefore, oxygen exists as diatomic gas at ordinary temperature. The higher elements of group 16 like sulfur and selenium are unable to form pi-pi bond due to their large atomic size. Therefore, these elements do not occur as diatomic molecules. Sulfur and other heavier elements of the group link their atoms by single bond to form a polyatomic complexes. Here सल्फर, सेलेनियम एक्सेट्रा इनका क्या होता है, सिंगल बॉन्ड से वो कंबाइन होते हैं और रिंग लाइक स्ट्रक्चर फॉर्म करते हैं. In heavier elements, the polyatomic molecules are held together by strong van der Waals forces. यहाँ पे जो van der Waals forces होता है वो strong होता है as compared to oxygen. इसीलिए ये solid के रूप में exist करते हैं under ordinary temperature. Another important and interesting thing is that oxygen is paramagnetic in nature. It has two unpaired. वैसे देखने से लगता है कि pairs में है तो ये diamagnetic होना चाहिए. If you remember, last year we have studied the molecular orbital theory. Okay, here the electrons are filled according to the increasing energy levels. तो इसमें हम लोग देखेंगे कि यहाँ पे जो ऑर्बिटल्स में आपको 2 अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स दिख रहा है, इसकी वजह से ये पैरामैग्नेटिक बिहेव करता है और बाकी जितने भी एलिमेंट्स है इस ग्रुप के वो हमेशा डायमैग्नेटिक होते हैं. Another important thing is that they form hydrogen bonds. आपको पता है हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग भी हमने पढ़ा है. जब हाईली इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव एलिमेंट्स लाइक नाइट्रोजन, ऑक्सीजन, फ्लोरीन के साथ कंबाइन होता है तो हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड बनता है. तो ये ऑक्सीजन भी बहुत सारे केसेस में हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स बनाता है. इन हाइड्राइड्स ऑफ अल्कोहल्स, ऑर्गेनिक्स में भी बहुत हम कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड्स वगैरह देखेंगे तो इसमें हमको हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड मिलता है. तो दे आर केपेबल ऑफ फॉर्मिंग द हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स विथ हाइड्रोजन. Another important thing is that the compounds, they have the capability of forming the ionic compounds. Ionic compounds सबको मालूम है जो कैटायन और एनायन को कंबाइन करके जो बनता है तो वहाँ पे ionic bonds बनता है. The compounds of oxygen are more ionic than the other elements of this group ड्यू टू इट्स हाई इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी. तो ये सारे बिहेवियर जो होते हैं ऑक्सीजन का लिटिल बिट इट इज़ डिफरेंट फ्रॉम दैट ऑफ द अदर एलिमेंट्स ऑफ द ग्रुप 16. इसका कारण क्या है? 3 important reasons are there. Number 1, because of its small size. Okay, oxygen is smaller in size as compared, as we know, as we move down the group, the atomic number also increases and the number of shells added up. So the size of the atom also increases. And second, it is the highly electronegative negativity. But as every time you remember, as compared to fluorine, it is less. Fluorine is the highly electronegative elements. Next to that will be the oxygen. Its oxygen is highly electronegative. Because of that it can form like a hydrogen bond, and this another elements of this group cannot form the hydrogen bonding. And the last is the absence of d orbitals in the valence shell. बाकी सब एलिमेंट्स में वैलेंस शेल्स में डी ऑर्बिटल्स होते हैं जहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को हम लोग इलेक्ट्रॉन्स यहाँ से हाइब्रिडाइजेशन के थ्रू जा सकता है, पर ऑक्सीजन में ऐसा नहीं होता है. बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल दिस ऑक्सीजन बिहेव्स डिफरेंटली फ्रॉम अदर एलिमेंट्स ऑफ दिस ग्रुप. Now let us study the oxidation states of group 16 elements. हमको पता है ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट या ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर किसे कहते हैं. ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर it is the number of electrons that an atom either gains or loses to form a chemical bond with the other atom. The general electronic configuration of group 16 element is ns2np4. Since these elements have 6 electrons, they tend to gain or share 2 electrons and exhibit -2 oxidation state. Thus, most of the metal oxides are ionic. Although the most common oxidation state of oxygen is -2. जब भी कोई भी कंपाउंड में ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट बोलेंगे तो आप फटाक से क्या बोलेंगे? -2 है. लेकिन इसके अलावा भी उसके ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट्स होते हैं, जैसे कि -1, +1, +2. ओके, तो ये किस केसेस में होगा? दिस विल बी कॉल्ड एज द एक्सेप्शनल केसेस एंड इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट. जब भी ऑक्सीजन परऑक्साइड्स में होता है, जैसे कि हाइड्रोजन परऑक्साइड, सोडियम परऑक्साइड, इसका ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट -1 होता है. लेट अस सी हाउ. हियर if we take the example of sodium peroxide, what is the formula? That is Na2O2. Okay, now we know that sodium has +1 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट. ओके, और जो भी टोटल चार्ज मॉलिक्यूल में हमेशा क्या होता है? 0 होता है. तो यहाँ पे Na+ दैट इज यहाँ पे 2 एटम सोडियम के हैं, तो हियर व्हाट विल हैपन? 2 × +2. ओके, प्लस ऑक्सीजन का कितना यहाँ पे है? दैट इज -1, और कितने एटम है? 2 है, तो -1 × 2. अगेन द टोटल चार्ज दैट विल बी इक्वल्स टू 0. ये कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं? हमने लास्ट ईयर पढ़ा था. सिमिलरली इफ वी टेक हाइड्रोजन पेरोक्साइड में मालूम है H का +1 होता है, यहाँ पे 2 एटम हाइड्रोजन का है, सिमिलरली यहाँ पे 2 एटम ऑक्सीजन का है और इसका +1 ऑक्सीजन का होता है, ठीक है, ताकि टोटल जो नेट चार्ज इसमें जो होता है 0। तो इफ यू नो द पॉजिटिव चार्ज यू कैन कैलकुलेट द नेगेटिव चार्ज। ओके, तो दिस वी हैव लर्नड। यदि आप भूल गए हो तो वापस उसको जाके समझिए, आगे भी आपको ये काम में आने वाला है, ठीक है। लाइक दिस वी कैन कैलकुलेट द ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट्स। ओके, दिस इज फॉर द पेरोक्साइड्स। पेरोक्साइड में ऑक्सीजन की ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट कितना होगा, -1। नाउ यू कम टू द other elements, that is the most electronegative element, that is the fluorine। तो ऑक्सीजन कभी भी फ्लोरीन के साथ कंबाइन होगा तो इसका हमेशा पॉजिटिव ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट होगा, ये हमेशा आपको याद रखना है, क्योंकि फ्लोरीन इज द मोस्ट इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव एलिमेंट। सो व्हेन ऑक्सीजन कंबाइंस विद द fluorine, suppose oxygen difluoride, okay, OF2, here the oxidation number of oxygen will be +2. Similarly, if we take dioxygen difluoride, here the oxidation state of the oxygen will be +1. Here fluorine being more electronegative, it will be assigned value -1। तो ये 2 exceptional cases आपको हमेशा याद रखना है। The other non-metals of group 16 has a tendency to exhibit -2 oxidation state, but the tendency to form the -2 oxidation state decreases with the decrease in the atomic number. The last elements, which is more electropositive, that is polonium, it does not exhibit -2 oxidation state, but it shows +2 and +4 oxidation state। तो यदि कहीं अभी किसी ने आपको पूछा कि ग्रुप 16 एलिमेंट में कौन सा ऐसा एलिमेंट है जो -2 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट नहीं दिखाता है, सो द आंसर विल बी पोलोनियम। पोलोनियम कभी भी -2 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट नहीं दिखाता है, इट इज ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव। Except oxygen, other elements have the empty d orbitals. This is also important. Here, due to the unpairing of electrons in the d orbitals, all the other elements exhibit +4 and +6 oxidation state. So the sulfur, selenium, tellurium forms many tetravalent compounds. Similarly, this we can understand by studying the oxidation state of sulfur. Sulfur is bigger in size with an empty d orbitals. Okay, the 3d which allows its expand its valency. In addition to -2 oxidation state, sulfur exhibits +2, +4 and +6 oxidation state. Out of this, +4 and +6 are the most common oxidation states of sulfur. So let us try to understand with the help of hybridization. Here you can see in the sulfur atom in the ground state, it has 2 electrons in the 3s orbital and 4 electrons in the 3p orbitals. Out of this 4 electrons, 2 electrons are paired in p orbitals and 2 electrons are unpaired. At this stage, it can combine with the 2 atoms. Let us take the example of fluorine atoms, because it forms fluorides. Sulfur forms fluoride with the fluorine. So here 2 unpaired electron will combine with the 2 fluorine atom. Here it is the sp3 type of hybridizations take place. So here the geometry will be tetrahedral. Here 2 unpaired electrons are present. So here the sulfur shows +2 oxidation state. Similarly, when the sulfur atom goes to the first excited state, here one of the electron from the p orbital moves to the 3d orbital, and here 4 unpaired electrons are present. And here the type of hybridization involved is the sp3d type of hybridization, and here the geometry will be trigonal bipyramidal, and here 4 unpaired electrons are present. So here the sulfur shows plus 4 oxidation states, and in this 4 unpaired electron can combine with the 4 fluorine atoms. Now next, in the second excited state, now the one of the electrons from the 3s orbitals move to the 3d orbitals. Here the hybridization is sp3d2 hybridization, and here the geometry of the molecule will be octahedral, and here 6 electrons are present. So this 6 unpaired electron can combine with 6 fluorine atoms. So here the molecule formed, that will be the sulfur hexafluoride. This 6 unpaired electron will combine with 6 fluorine atom. Here the stability of plus 6 oxidation state decreases, but the stability of plus 4 oxidation state increases on moving down the group. This is because of the inert pair effect. Now bonding in plus 4 and plus 6 oxidation state is primarily covalent in nature. Now this is also important. As we go down from top to bottom, the inert pair effect comes in role, causing the pair of electrons from the outermost s orbitals to not take part in the bonding of these electrons. Thus, plus 6 oxidation state is not stable for the lower elements. Now, let us see the hydrides of group 16. We know what are hydrides. The compound containing covalently bond hydrogen atom are called as hydrides. All the elements of group 16 forms hydrides, as you can see here. All these hydrides have angular or V-shaped structure, that is because of 2 lone pairs present in them, and they form the sp3 type of hybridization of the central atom. All the hydrides have similar structure, as you can see here. However, the H-metal H bond angle in these hydrides decreases on going from oxygen to tellurium. On moving down the group, size of the central atom increases and its electronegativity decreases, as you can see here. Since oxygen is more electronegative, the electron density around it is maximum. Therefore, in water, the repulsion between the electron pair is maximum. Here, the bond angle is also maximum. As the electronegativity of the central atom decreases and its size increases on moving down the group, the electron density around the central atom decreases, and hence repulsion between the electron pair decreases. And as a result, the bond angle decreases from water to tellurium hydride. Now, you can see the group 16 hydrides except tellurium, they all have polar bonds between hydrogen atom. Here you can see the electronegativity decreases down the group. So water is highly polar because oxygen is highly electronegative. As we move down the group, polarity decreases. Why? Because of the increase in the size of the central metal atom. These molecules are polar because of the trigonal bipyramidal molecular geometry, and because of that the dipole do not cancel out each other. So they are polar, and as we move down the group they become weaker and weaker. Now if we see the boiling point of this, we know that water is colorless, odorless liquid, while all the other hydrides, they are colorless, poisonous gas with unpleasant odor, and their volatility increases from water and then to H2S, and then they decreases. If you can see here, boiling point of water is high and it is less volatile. That is because of the hydrogen bonding present in the water molecule. Here if we see from H2S, that is from sulfur to tellurium, we see that the hydrides of this sulfur, then selenium, then tellurium, this boiling point increases. Why this boiling point increases from sulfur to tellurium? This is due to the increase in the molar mass and stronger London forces. Now let us see the acidic character of group 16 hydrides. The hydrides of group 16 elements are weakly acidic and they behave as a weak diprotic acids. Now what are these diprotic acids? These are the compounds that can donate 2 H plus ions in the aqueous medium. Now the acidic strength of these hydrides increases as we move down the group. The increase in the acidic character from the water to the tellurium hydride can be explained on the basis of the size of the central atom. As the size of the central atom increases, the distance between the central atom and the hydrogen also increases. As a result of this increase there is an increase in the bond length. The bond dissociation enthalpy decreases and the bond cleavage becomes more easy and it can donate proton easily. Therefore, the acidic strength of the hydrides increases down the group. If you see the hydride of tellurium, it is more efficient in donating the protons in the solution. You remember one thing. You remember one thing, that the metal hydrogen bond present in the hydrides are polar and dissociates in the solution to produce H plus ions, which combines with the water molecule to form the hydronium ion. Hence these hydrides act as a acid. Now if we see the thermal stability of the compound, now you know what is thermal stability. It is the splitting of a compound by heating it. If you see, the thermal stability decreases as we move from oxygen to tellurium. On moving from water to the tellurium hydride, the size of the central atom increases and therefore its tendency to form metal hydrogen bond decreases. As the MH bond becomes increasingly weaker, the thermal stability of the hydride decreases on moving from oxygen to tellurium. Water dissociates at about 2073 to 2273 Kelvin, while H2S dissociates only at 873 Kelvin. This extra stability of water is due to the presence of hydrogen bonding in it. Now let us see the reducing power of the group 16 hydrides. You know what is reducing power? It is the ability to reduce another substance, or you can also say it is the ability to gain the electrons. Except water, all other hydrides of the elements of group 16 act as a reducing agent. The reducing power of this element increases from sulfur to tellurium. This reducing power depends upon the thermal stability. Lesser the thermal stability, greater is the reducing power of the hydrides. Since water is very stable, it does not act as a reducing agent. The other hydrides are relatively less stable and they act as a reducing agent. Since the thermal stability of the hydride decreases on moving down the group, the reducing power of the hydrides increases from sulfur to tellurium. Now let us summarize the topic. In this lecture, we have studied some of the important properties of the group 16 elements. We have seen that oxygen is a gas while all other elements are solid at room temperature. Melting point and boiling point increases with the increase in the atomic number. We have also seen how the oxygen behaves differently from the rest of the elements of group 16. We have seen the atomicity, that is, here the oxygen is diatomic while all other elements are polyatomic in nature. Then we have seen the magnetic property. Oxygen is paramagnetic while all other elements of this group are diamagnetic. We have also seen this is all due to because of the this can be explained on the basis of molecular orbital theory and also the how the rules, that is the Hund's rules, Pauli's exclusion principle, all are followed here. Next we have seen the oxidation state. Here the oxidation state of oxygen is -2, -1, +2. Okay, while rest of the elements they show -2, +2, +4 and +6 oxidation states. Out of this, polonium does not show the -2 oxidation state. And here as the size of the element increases, the +4 and plus oxidation states are the most common oxidation states. Then we have seen the hydrides. Hydrides of oxygen, that is water, is liquid at room temperature while all other elements of this group, when they form hydrides, they are also gaseous in nature. Then we have seen the thermal stability. Here the thermal stability decreases as we move down the group. That is because of the increase in the size of the central atom. And here the bond length also increases because of the increase in the size of the central atom. Here the bond dissociation enthalpy decreases as we move from top to bottom in the periodic table. Here the bond energy decreases down the group, so the volatile nature decreases and to ability to act as a reducing agent and the acidic nature increases down the group. This also we have seen water is neutral, but as we move down the group, the capacity to donate the H plus ion, that is the proton, increases. So we have seen some of the properties that is very important. Now I am going to give you homework also this time. You can see here the table is given, that is the here you have to complete the tables. As I told you, while studying the oxidation states, you should know how to calculate the oxidation number of element that is in a compound. So here table is given, you have to complete the table. Here element and compound is given, you have to find out the oxidation state. And one more question is there, oxygen forms only difluorides with the fluorine while sulfur forms hexafluorides also. Explain why. This you have to tell. Next is, which of the following compound possesses the hydrogen bonding in them? Show the hydrogen bonding in the above molecule with the help of diagram. This you have to do. Hope you all are safe. Keep growing by learning. Thank you.